Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. How are you? Have a good day, everyone, and God bless you. Alright, now we will come to today's news. Will Chris Wray be indicted? Am I related to the Todd father? No. Is Martin Luther King alive? No. Will the new White House be in Connecticut? No. Will flatter truths be revealed in the next 6 months? No. Not in the way that you're asking. Flatter. It's going to take some time to filter its way into mainstream thinking. It's a tough one for a lot of people. Will the Rothschilds be taken down? Oh, yeah. Did we already win, or are we just waiting? Yes. Am I in the military? No. Is Jason Q connected with the same sources that I am? No. My source is only connected to me. Nobody else. I don't know who Jason Q sources are. Maybe I do, but is R. Kelly gonna spill the beans? I believe so. R. Kelly's another one of those little crying criminals that just want to save themselves at any expense. Has the Queen been arrested? No. Will the Nephilim be exposed with time? I'd be too fat from eating popcorn to wear my new "I told you so" shirt. If you keep eating the popcorn, then yeah, probably. Will one of the White Houses be in Arizona? No. We're saying White Houses as a group term right now because I don't even believe they're going to be called the White House, but in reference to what you're asking about. No. Not Arizona. Will Junior be at the rally this weekend? Yep. It's at every one of them. Are negotiations over? Yes. Is Jobs part of Q? No. A lot of people wondering about Tesla. Is Trump going to be president again? Yep. If you don't know that I'm not doing my job, you must be new. That's okay though. Welcome aboard. Will Lindsey Graham be arrested? No. Will the new Capitol be in Pennsylvania? Yes. Very impressed tonight. I'm so happy that you guys are so smart. Why, you have come a long way, my friends. A long way. Many of your assumptions, anyway, the ones that I'm reading, are very impressive. We have a very good group of patriots right here. Very proud to be sitting in this seat amongst all of you guys. I don't know if I'm doing my job or if there's just a lot of truthers out there that are doing their jobs. You're listening to a lot of them. I don't know, but makes me very proud. It's like teaching a class of hunting. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, and they're all getting straight A's. It's a great feeling. I love it. Is McAfee part of Q? No. Will the border wall be finished? Yes. Will Junior be revealed by Thanksgiving? I'm going to say no, but ask me again later. Philadelphia will be the new capital? Yes, it will. Is there a connection between Adam Schiff and the Standard Hotel? Yes. Justice Roberts be detained? Yes. And it already has. Ask Lynn, what about Justice Roberts? Will the US flag change? No, not that I'm aware of. Unless that's going to as of right now. No. I know that it won't as of right now. Will that information change possibly? Am I part of Space Force? No. How many satanic members are there globally, and will they be exposed? Hundreds of thousands. Will they be exposed? Yeah. Have I met Junior? Yes. Is John McAfee in a non? No. Is Kim Clement legit? Yeah. I believe so. That's an opinion of mine. It's not really a yes or no question that I'm sure about. But my opinion is yes. Will you be able to transfer Apple phone data to the new Q phone? Yes. Although you may not need to. You lack an understanding of how the Q phone will work. Once you know that it won't be, you'll see, but you could. It's the cute phone. You'll see. Does that really Biden? No. Will we buy Greenland? No. Will Kushner be part of the new administration? No. Are immigrants really coming here? No. Clarence Thomas be the new Chief Justice? No. Did Human make a deal? No. Can you buy Phil Silver without joining? Yes. But you won't get the best pricing. The investment to get in the 200 or the 500 yearly subscription is You'll get that back by the end of the year. No, by the end of 12-month period. Not the end of this year. By the end of your first year. Have I seen any of the confessions? No. But I know of them. Is AOC a white hat puppet? No. She's just the bartender that got elected to Congress. I don't know what to tell you. She probably got elected the first time, like really elected. She came, and ever since then, she's been voted in fraudulently. No one would vote for her twice. Would you? I could. I know I'm amongst conservatives here. But can I explain how soon the polls will shift? The polls are shifting. You got to watch my Great Reset series. It shows you that the magnetic north is now headed towards. Are we living in a simulation? No. Is passing a white hat puppet? No. I lied last night, okay. Government the way we know it'd be completely different. Not completely, but drastically. Do you believe Biden is D? Yes. Is Pelosi really a drunk? Yes. Is DC still considered foreign territory? Yes. Am I personally paying taxes by the 15th? No. Is George Clooney a Satanist and a pedophile? Not sure about the pedophile part, although there's good evidence that suggests that he may be, but yes. Satanist? Yes. Will Terra Vista be a vacation spot? Nom, there's a lot that has to happen with the lands beyond in order for us to be able to go there. I don't have no idea what time frame for that. Is Tom Petty alive? I don't know why I read that one. It just struck me. I don't know if he's alive. I would guess no. Have I been on any more of the exclusive phone calls? No. Do I think space exists? Not outer space outside of the atmosphere and the Earth as a closed circuit. You can't leave Earth, tried for thousands of years, can't get out. No, we could do. I think chemtrails have to do with putting something onto the firmament to see if it works. Can't get out. If space does exist, it's in the lands beyond, so we go over there, over the ice wall in the freezing cold conditions, which ironically, they tell us space is really cold. It really is really cold because there's no sun over there. If space exists, that's where it is. Of some absolutely mind-blowing and history-changing events. So what's going on right now? Certainly one of the themes that I've been talking about recently are the signs of cultural shift and how sports stars are starting to come forward. More and more celebrities are starting to change their tune. We're starting to see indications more in pop culture and the mainstream media, where it seems like more positive messages are slipping through. Anybody who's been paying attention, I'm sure my audience, of course that includes all of you, anybody knows if you go back 5 years or even less, none of the truth would ever get through the mainstream media. There would be no positive messages. It was basically all. Now all of a sudden, I don't typically pay attention to pop culture because normally, I'm just absolutely revolted by it for the most part. It's just completely gone into naked Satanism. It's just absolutely repugnant. I think that's the level that it got to. Now all of a sudden, it seems as if there's a shift that's happening where more people who are very influential in our society are starting to come forward, starting to speak. Not Republican or Democrat, not any sort of political agenda, but just truth, common sense, and honestly. That's exactly what this country, that's what this entire world needs after the intense brainwashing of the cabal, after all this time. Everybody. Really, that's what we need. We need truth. We need common sense. That's what people need to hear. Let's face it. As we always say, that there are people who are only gonna embrace truth in common sense if it comes out of the TV, if it comes out of the mainstream, if it comes out of the channels that they're used to or on the horizon. Again, this is a massive storm. This is a huge tidal wave that's approaching. There's no possible way that it can be stopped and or even held back for much longer. October has certainly been very interesting so far, hasn't? I mean, Trump's account, I heard, has been reinstated on Facebook, which is very interesting. By the way, during that outage, Telegram reportedly had 70 million new users during that outage alone. That just goes to show you how big this outage was and how much of an impact it had in only a matter of hours. This is actually going to be one of the things that I'm going to dig into a little bit tonight. It was a major goalpost. And actually, Simon Parkes I was listening to. I think it was his most recent podcast. When he was breaking all of this down and talking about what was really going on behind the scenes. I, for one, am very confident in the information that he puts out for the most part. Again, do I believe that every one of the insiders, any one of the insiders is putting out nothing but veritas? Probably not, because some of the information that they're getting from their sources is probably disinformation on purpose, in order to create the fog of war and keep the enemy off guard. But overall, when you look at his track record, it's pretty clear why there are so many people, so many millions of people around the world who follow him and believe in a lot of the things that he's talking about. And I, for one, am one of those people. Now, of course, the mainstream media is trying to spin this thing in a sense, trying to imply that it was just this glitch. It was nothing to be really concerned about. Of course, on our side of the fence, there were a whole bunch of us, myself included, for a minute there, who had a moment where we thought, is this could be it? In a sense, I was almost wondering. After Facebook, I mean Facebook, and as the owner of Instagram, it's the owner of WhatsApp and a lot of these other companies. When I initially heard about this, these were the companies that had gone down. I thought to myself, okay, well, that's a huge deal, and we're going to talk about why it was such a big deal tonight. But it's still one company as massive as it is, of course. And of course, many of us were disappointed that it wasn't more, but the good news is that this was a white hat operation in terms of monitoring the people. The effect that this outage on Facebook had, not just here in America, but all over the world. You may remember I had talked about this, that it was upwards of 75 of the planet lost Facebook. And lost, by the way, various other, I came to find out later. I'm sure you all know this as well, but there were many other outages as well that involved all the major telecom companies all across the world. This is a major event, so what was really going on here? Well, the white hats, they were in essence monitoring the effect that this outage was going to have in all of these different countries. The way Simon put it was in essence a warning shot from the good guys, sending the bad guys a message. What is that message? According to him, the message is that if you don't scale back what you're doing online in the big tech sphere in terms of censorship, if you don't start allowing all the voices that you should be allowing in a free country, where we supposedly have free speech, unless, of course, one of the big companies says, we don't, and which in that case, they just delete you. According to Simon, he's basically saying that the white hats were sending a message to the black hats, those that remain who are leaderless. By the way, that's another thing that he got into, that really for the first time in thousands of years, the cabal doesn't have direct leadership from the 13 bloodline families, because they've all been in essence wiped out. There's still some jockeying for power going on. There's still a lot of people who are somewhere in the middle range who are out there, who were very much involved. They're still actively engaging with the white hats. This is still an ongoing battle, and Simon's very keen to point that out. I think it's important to point out as well that while the major battles, while the war ultimately has been won already, there still are threats out there. There's still actively behind the scenes a war going on. So this was a warning shot from the White House to the Black House to say, either you make changes really fast or we're going to pull the plug on everybody. What were they really looking for? They were looking for a couple of different things. They were testing to see, number one, what was the reaction of the tech giants? What were they going to do in response? And of course, their cabal. If they're not directly cabal, which I believe they're certainly controlled by the cabal, anyone who's left, who's still on the other side. So they were testing to see what was their reaction going to be from the bad guys. They were also testing, perhaps more importantly, even how the people were going to react to this situation. What type of ripple, what type of an impact was this going to have all over the globe? Not only that, by pulling the plug on Facebook, they cost Facebook a good deal of revenue, which was also an incentive to play ball with the white hats, to play ball with the good guys. But ultimately, as we know, like I just mentioned, these guys, they don't take orders from the good guys. They are completely rotten to the core. At least that's my theory. Perhaps the white hats are hoping. Maybe there are some voices amongst the white hats who are hoping that there's going to be some sort of a concession by these big tech giants. They're still a voice of opposition in terms of what's going on. He actually talked quite a bit about that. By the way, he did confirm that the Facebook employees I talked about this the other day that reportedly I had said they couldn't get into the building because their badges didn't work. He actually talked about that. I've heard a couple of different sources who have, in essence, confirmed through their sources that yes, this is what happened. Their own employees couldn't get into the building. Their badges didn't work. Simon even talked about he had heard reports, although he didn't have a lot of detailed information. He had heard reports that the military, the Alliance, entered one of the buildings for purposes unknown, one of the Facebook buildings. We're gonna have to see, of course, what information spills out. This really is just the start. I believe this is the opening salvo. This is the opening shot, and I think it's really to demonstrate to the bad guys that the white hats have this capability. They're demonstrating their ability to completely shut them down. They're saying, listen, either you're gonna make concessions, we're gonna come to the table here. Again, this is what some people within the circle of the White House reportedly are saying, or there's gonna be a complete blackout. I think we all know where this is headed. Thank you very much. WWG1WGA. Give me your thoughts.